Welcome to the worst live stream on YouTube. Boo hoo hoo. Now, what is that flag up there? What is it? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it anywhere? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It is the Woodstock Nation flag. No, it has nothing to do with that concert. But it can relate to that concert. The Youth International Party, the psychedelic Betsy Ross, created that flag to represent the flag we will fly after we lower the red, white, and blue. The stars and stripes will go in the ash can of history. Though we never won the revolution, let me explain what each of the flag means. Okay. Up there, the black, that means anarchy. No government, no capitalism. And the red star, that is communalism, not to be confused with communism. And the red leaf, the green leaf, is free marijuana for everybody. So we were going to use that after the revolution. It still can be used. It still can be used. So, I just wanted to clarify that. And on to the show, Late Boomer. Take two. Welcome to the Catskill Mountains. It's raining today, and it's the middle of summer. This is 2022, New York State. So, this is today's subject is going to be about that genre of music that all those boomers grew up with, called rock and roll. There's always been things that have been getting at my craw for years, and it's people like this. And here we go.
Artists or rock bands need to shut the F up. And by the way, I just want to bring up Led Zeppelin at the
Okay.
a woman who had the foresight to establish her own recording company, Righteous Babe Records, and of course I'm talking about Annie DeFranco. Now, the time I saw Annie DeFranco live, it was a wonderful show. I took my young daughter to this show, and
People like this, people from the recording industry, always got on my nerves, especially when it came to rock and roll. They thought they were the guidance to rock and roll. The only way it could exist is to do it by their rules, their philosophies, their tactics. Everybody else sucked. While they were snorting cocaine in the backstage, rock and roll was dying. I render to say he's either a baby boomer, this guy, or he's Michael Onland, or he's a Gen X. Rock and roll went degenerate. It went big. Rock and roll went all the way to stadiums. And it was no coincidence that Elvis went to Las Vegas. They wanted to make it the entertainment industrial complex. In other words, money, money, money. the 70s, a lot of rock bands became millionaires. And the people, their handlers, their bosses, the companies became billionaires. I don't know about this guy, who he is, where he comes from. But we're always going to hear stuff like this. Oh, I took my daughter to see this group. She started to take off her top and talk about feminism. I'm going to remind this guy what rock and roll was originally. So let's proceed.
And I took her explaining that Annie DeFranco stood for certain things and that if she heard anything that was questionable, talk to me after the show. Now, Annie DeFranco was touring with a female stand-up comedian, and she would interject several times in the concert. Now, I used the term stand-up comedian. She was actually more a representative of a certain lifestyle, and she felt it needed to be
Lesbianism.
preached, so much so that she removed her top and her bra and then proceeded to march up and down shouting her
Now that sounds rock and roll!
slogans as she shook her breasts in front of not only
Oh,
me,
yeah.
but my daughter as well. Now, I can't.
If you're dumb enough to take your kids to a rock show, maybe child support, or what do they call that? Children. Well, anyway, yes, you should have the government take your kids away from you. I would never take my kids to a strip show, any type of show, until they were of age. But you took her to see Sandy DeFranco? What's the matter with you? What'd you expect? Read child fairy tales up there? It's an adult concert. It's not a children's show. That's why we had ratings in movies. Let's go on.
Can't help but think if this had just been a female concert goer who had taken off her top, especially from 2000 on, this would never have been tolerated. But tucked away high into the safety of the nest of political correctness, they got away with it that night. So
Okay, he used that term. This guy might be on the right side of the fence. Politically correct? I'll tell you what's politically correct. When Elvis was shaking his hips, he got censored. They only showed his body from the waist up. That's conservative correctness. So this guy does not know the essence of rock and roll, and I'm going to tell you what it is. During the 1950s, we had the McCarthy era, and people were politically suppressed. A famous slogan, a saying, was going around among people. Never talk about religion or politics. It was because of the McCarthy era. Because you said something that was slightly left of center, you get the reputation of being a communist. But then came this music, and the kids didn't want to, they sit at the dinner table, oh, the communists are going to do this, they're going to bomb our country, they're going to take away your free. Yeah, Dad, yeah, Dad. Then they go in their room and turn on the radio, and they hear, we're going to rock around the clock tonight, we're going to... Rock and roll killed the McCarthy era. And it didn't even have to have lyrics. It was just the mere sound of it. The mere sound of it. So let's return to Stupidity 101.
here's my question to you viewers. Do you need pop stars of any ilk, whether it's an actor or a musician, to tell you what is right and what is wrong?
Are you willing to take away their First Amendment right? They're only there to entertain your little selfish ass. They're people. They're in the United States of America. They can say whatever they want on stage, as long as they don't say the theater is on fire or start talking about, I don't know, dick jokes. And then we get into a little gray area. But, yeah, if you don't like the artist, then don't go to the concert, dummy. Now I know why you never made it in the business. You do not know what rock and roll is about. It's about rebellion. Left-wing rebellion. It started in the folk music era, back in the day, when you had Joan Baez singing songs and Pete Seeger and these type of people. And it was the first time folk music ever took a political stand. The originator, Woody Guthrie, he started it. Can you imagine if you stood up in the middle of a Woody Guthrie concert and said, just play some nice songs so I can go to bed tonight? Now, art is a very expressive thing. Art, you can express whatever you want. And if you don't like the art, then don't buy it, don't look at it, just walk by it. Okay? And get a haircut and a shave, by the way.
Do you go to concerts to be preached at? Or are you like me? Just
What about Rage Against the Machine? Huh? Do people just go there just to get entertained? Sing about sex, drugs, and rock and roll? You ever listen to the lyrics of Rage Against the Machine? Have you even listened to a Bob Dylan song? No, I doubt you have. Anybody who likes Led Zeppelin and puts Beatles in second place, there is something wrong with you, dude. Led Zeppelin is just a bad version of the Yardbirds, dummy.
do your damn set and let me enjoy myself. All right.
You want to enjoy yourself? Go home, do a line of coke and jerk off, and we'll all be friends, okay? I'm so sick of you cats, self-righteous capitalists. We just want entertainment. Did you ever see the movie Cabaret? Do you know what it was about? People just wanted to have fun and be decadent. And then in the last scene in the movie, you see Nazis sitting all over the cabaret. Is that what you want? The reason we had rock and roll was the noise of rebellion. And if you listen to the music in 1968, it was all anti-war songs. If that went up all the way to 1971. So, you know, the type of rock and roll you want, stadium, commercial rock and roll, where they have t-shirts selling at the stands. No, we don't want that. Punk took it to the street level again. While you're watching Emerson, Lake and Palmer in the Coliseum, we were in a little club sweating to the germs. You probably don't even know who the germs are. You're so out of touch.
And that's pretty much what I wanted to say in this video. There's two examples in my life where artists have overstepped themselves while performing in front of me anyway.
Boy, you should see Gigi Allen. You want to talk about people overstepping their moralities? You don't know anything about rock and roll. You think it's musicianship. It's not. The punks only knew 3 chords, and they made a lot of noise, and people loved it. The working class, okay? You want people to go to rock concerts in tuxedos and have waitresses bring their food to them. It doesn't work like that. We're taking our music back. Boy, I sound like somebody else. Right?
In my next video, what I'm going to be covering is the fact that classic rock and classic pop from the 60s and 70s is now outselling new music.
Because music nowadays suck, and they come from people of your ilk who want to make money. Do you know they use the same chord progressions in a new song, and they do it different ways, it's the same thing, and they psychologically do group studies about the modern teenager and see what music they would like. You ever heard of trap rap? It's all like you're under hypnosis. And that's what it is. We'll hypnotize kids with this crappy music and we'll make them tons of money. I'm telling you, I can't believe Kansas had a hit record in the Summer of Hate. But they pulled it off. I mean, this was the Clash and the Sex Pistols and Sham 69. Boy, you know, as Bob Dylan would say, you should be made to wear an earphone. Okay?
By
Here we
new
go.
artists and brand new albums. And of course, I'll give you my thoughts on why that has happened. Now, I know right now there's channels out there giving their 2 cents on this, and I gotta tell you, it is a hot topic right now. People can't believe that this phenomenon actually exists. But in this next video, I think I have some solutions to the problem. And after all, isn't that what we want? As nice as it is to be able...
Shut up. You're an idiot. First of all, I don't want to have music the way you want it. I want to hear something from the artist, his anger, his angst. I don't want to hear something manufactured. All that hip-hop crap you hear now, it's all manufactured by greedy capitalists like you, who just want to, who think music is just it's a commodity like a refrigerator. It's not. It's art. And you should go away. I hate you. Okay. Well, that's it for today. And I guess we'll have politics the next time. Remember, I love you more than burritos. That was stupid. No, stay with me. It's going to get better. Oh, by the way, thanks for watching Late Boomer Show. Now, if you look over here, no, over there, it's my wife's new logo she made for the stream. It's really nice. Take a look at it. Isn't that great? Okay. Put comments below. What do you think about it? Okay. Bye.